Pray to God I can think of a nice thing to say, but I don't think I can, so fuck you anyway. You a scum, and I hope that you know that the cracks in your smile are beginning to show. Now the world needs to see that it's time to should go. There's no light in your eyes and your brain is too slow. Can't believe you were once just like anyone else. Then you grew and became like the devil himself. Pray to God I can think of a nice thing to say, but I don't think I can, so fuck you anyway.
Alright, what's up yins guys? Time for another video, and I'm gonna go ahead and whether you I don't care what the fuck you want to call it, a rant or whatever, but I call it like maybe a ridicule video or something to talk about, make fun of, or whatever the hell, or call out bullshit. How's that? Anyway, the TV news this morning, and keep in mind before I talk about this, if you're one of them people that don't like Trump or Mr. Vance, and say you don't like Kamala Harris either, you don't suck up to her, you don't be simping up and sucking her titties either, or simping up, and if you're one of them people that maybe hate her and Biden and her running mate, but you don't like Trump either, then I have respect for you. But I don't have no respect for you, and I don't give a fraction of a shit about you. Say if you suck up to that far left and you want to call everybody a Trump supporter and a Capitol Riot supporter because they don't agree with you. But anyway, that's what this, rambling aside there, that's what this video happens to be about. Okay, so on the TV news, talking about, Trump, Kamala, they're on their little tours or whatever the hell. And he brought up Mr. Vance, Trump's running mate. Maybe some of you that like Trump don't like him, and there's a lot of people out there that would rather have somebody better. But I'm talking about a thing that I regard him saying is the truth, that people don't want to accept, okay? This one thing that Vance did say, which I say this all the time, they're afraid of it. The far left and the Democrats, radical Democrats, that call everybody else a radical, they will not answer this. They play the, oh, he's a Capitol Riot or conspiracy theorist card. Anyway, Vance said a statement which is true. We got thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that have been homeless for years. In my own words, I say this all the time, everybody else says this, been homeless for years, both black and white people in their own cities, even for years, even years and years that's been going on, getting worse now. And I think Vance is right. He says, yeah, they care more about coddling and giving shit to people that come here illegally. And really, we're running out of space. You don't just let everybody in. You should really bring, if you had make a choice, you should process the ones that applied for asylum the right way. And then we did have ones we did bring here out of Afghanistan when we pulled out. And I kind of feel sorry for those, because when everybody pulled out, those people were fucked. They'd probably be tortured or whatever. And, I personally let that be. And because they're right there, and I imagine they already gave them their asylum. But I don't want to, ramble and jump subjects, but this is relevant to where my head is here. Anyway, Vance was right about this. Been doing this for years. Both black and white people homeless on the street for years. And yes, they're bringing all these people in sanctuary cities and just handing them, they're even bringing them into schools and even homeless shelters in these other cities. Oh, instead of answering, they can't answer that question. They're saying, they're basically, in my own words, they're saying, fuck you, Vance. We're going to do what the fuck we want. How dare you question us, you Capitol Riot supporter, you. And meantime, these very people that will play the, oh, he's a Capitol riot, Capitol rioter and conspiracy theorist. They play that card. They'll play that same card when you ask them, okay, none of them even condemned the mass riots in 2020. Yeah, I had some people on other social media, people that I actually knew personally, trying to do a gotcha moment on me. Somebody me and my partner know. When I talking about that, Biden never condemned any of that. He had plenty of time when he was fucking running for president. Anybody that thinks that should, oh, if they were just running for president, weren't president yet? Oh, that gets them out of having a... whether you like me or not watching this, okay, say I was running for president, or say you don't like me, whatever side, whether you're Democrat or Republican, say you're running for president, I don't give a fuck if you're Republican or Democrat. It should be your duty, as far as rule of law, when you're running for president, say, hey, I'm not with this, then you become president, you should say right off the bat, this shit that's going on in 2020, that ain't right, this ain't cool, you need to stop it. If a cop does something wrong in Minneapolis or whatever, you say, you protest, you go to the Attorney General's office, DAs, you can protest the right way, right to any, take it up with anybody higher in office. State representatives, do it the fucking right way. You don't go and sensationalize it all over the fucking country, right? And block traffic in towns that had nothing to do with it. And yes, I still harp on that because they want you to forget about it, and then meanwhile, maybe I'll be about 10, 15 years older, or maybe a few years after that. Somebody could do a made-for-TV drama and call it a true story about, say, George Floyd, and write it like all these protests were heroes. Act like it was the movement like in the 60s when hippies were, you had those ones, about race or whatever the hell too. And you could bring up the fucked up shit, about the drug dealing and drug doing bunch of hippies. Oh yeah, protesters, and it was only they didn't really give a shit back then either, any more than protesters do now. They can just park their ass anywhere on the streets, do drugs and drink, and just run around like a bunch of hooligans or hoodlums and do whatever the fuck they want every time a cop is accused of doing something wrong or does do something wrong. You're getting it. I basically call it a massive, during a pandemic, we also had another pandemic of mass insanity and mental illness, where everybody that just one cop did something in Minneapolis, everybody is going and doing vandalism and all that shit in 2020. Yeah, some of us ain't gonna let you fucking forget that, and then poison the kids there, maybe spoiled rich kids, as I start spreading that shit around. Yeah, and meanwhile, yeah, you didn't see anybody, all the businesses owners that lost their livelihood in business because they were looting and vandalizing or whatever the hell. Yeah, the pandemic, nobody can do business. And then on top of that, same time, a pandemic, also people couldn't do their business, plus they were getting their business vandalized. Yeah, this is all relevant. Oh, anybody that points that out, might as well, yeah, I'm talking about that too. Yeah, anybody who points, yeah, I point that out. I see it was obvious. And, oh, I am a Capitol riot and conspiracy theorist? Oh, fuck no. I says, even though Trump didn't get the presidency, I don't condone that shit. I sure as hell don't condone that shit. I wouldn't do that shit. I ain't going to federal prison for nobody. And those people who keep bringing that up, Capitol riot, which I don't condone at all, yeah, harping on that, but they don't care, none of them condemning that shit that went on. Just like people are putting memes about it even still now. Oh, mostly peaceful protests. Yeah, right. Yeah, over a guy who, yes, did do his time in prison for it, but he did do a home invasion and threaten a pregnant woman and their baby. And somebody on YouTube, I don't know where they got the information, the race of the victims was unknown. Somebody said the victims were Latino. And I was in a jury once, believe it or not, long hair and all. I know how the court system works. Yeah, George Floyd did that. And he did his time, and he got caught with counterfeit money or whatever. And really, yeah, the police could have been more careful so they don't get accused, even though if they got roughed up. And he really should have been able to stand trial in court for what he did. And if he violated parole, or if he had any, he was still on paper and he wasn't off paper yet after doing time in prison, he could have went to the court system. And if the judge said, well, he had to go back to jail, well, that's the way it was. So anyway, after the end of this, I'm not rambling. Fuck you anyway.
Makes me sick when I hear all the shit that you say. So much crap coming out, it must take you all day. There's a space kept in hell with your name on a seat, with a spike in the chair just to make it complete. When you look at yourself, do you see what I see? If you do, why the fuck are you looking at me?